Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and it's and theys and all the above. Alright, it's time. We finally discuss. I don't even know what we're discussing, bro. Why are we here? Oh, yeah, because some dude can't get over a lot of drama, or whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and read this. And I hope more people join us. Alright. This could not have been done without the help and support of my dev team and my friends. I want to credit Literal Mel's on Discord for helping me get the majority of the screenshot and everything. By the way, Mel's is banned from my Discord server because she was a part of a plan to raid my server, and they were gonna kind of gaslight all my members and all that, and I don't know. I just don't need that. Yo, bro, forgot I had this open, and there's an echo. Everything's being repeated. Hold up, echo's being weird. Wait, what? Why is there an echo? I don't know why there's. Oh. Let me just. There we go, okay. Nope. Nope, not that, okay. Is it like an echo on your guys' side? Wait, hold up, let me hear this. Unless there's an echo like that. Hold up. Let's see this. I don't think there's an echo. Does anyone else hear an echo? It's very hard to hear because your past self is cutting yourself off. What the frick? You know, there's no echo. I think it's on your side. Because I just listened to it myself, yeah. There's no echo, so I think you're probably listening like me twice. Anyway. Let's help get screenshots and all that. They help me spread this document. Send them love and support you can. Yeah, sure. Love. Send support and love to the person who, kind of just, yeah. I don't know. Anyway. If you're reading this doc was made to clear up our names, which obviously rating clears up names, right guys? Oh shoot, he's actually on here. He's seeing this. What's up? Oh, there's your name. Whoopsies. Anyway, oh yeah, there's my name. Yeah, just there you go. No one saw that. Okay, anyway. Okay. If you're reading this post, consider the drastic difference. And hold up. Oh, you're listening to preview on Discord. Oh, all good. Also, ignore spelling suggestion. I'm crying, son. Yo. Also, by the way, if you're in here, just know I'm gonna explain my part of the story because obviously I've skimmed through this and there are some parts that I don't think you clearly understand, or you're just trying to find ways to freaking, make me look bad. Anyway. For this document, this was made to clear up our names. We were scared to post it, considering the drastic difference in subscriber count and not wanting to get in any more drama, which you failed to do so. Before considering the drastic difference, want to get enjoyed. However, we don't want to hide things from you. Please read this. Please read this whole document. I know it may be long, but it's important to understand everything. I don't wish to keep going on with this drama, but this is hopefully your final response. Do not harass us and mention in the document. All I ask is for them to stop harassing us. Which, by the way, we have no harassing. As you can see, they actually kind of harassed us. So I mean, they kind of just tried to blame me. So someone keep track of the amount of blames in this. Okay. This document was incredibly graded. Grading and mentally taxing for me to create includes some things I haven't even told my closest friends nor family, not even treachery or dev situation. But about myself and who I am. I hoped it would get through with this document, but oh well, I suppose. You all were gonna find out one day. Please keep quiet about everything that has changed about my identity, namely, yep, all that, yep. Thank you for being respectful. Enjoy quotes. Enjoy my BS and on my defense for the game. I hope this doesn't put the game in jeopardy, which it probably will, and we can continue working on the game we always want to make, which you probably screwed up yourself. The heck does it matter how many subs you have? Yeah. If she's saying it is how true, it wouldn't really matter knowing how much subs I have, which is only 2,000, which is nothing compared to what like a bunch of other people have. Yeah, I don't know. This is stupid. And guys, keep in mind this is only the first page. We haven't even gotten to the actual document. We're so cooked. Oh, and he's gone. And we have a bunch of random people. Yep, we have a hamster, guys. That's funny. Okay, anyway. Do not harass anyone on this document. If you wish to act, simply boycott stalked. So boycott my game. Do not interact with it. I am suggesting any fans of Dev to cut contact with him and simply do not interact with him. Okay, guys, everyone unsubscribe. That's right. I'm telling you to unsubscribe because I'm just such a bad person. That's a joke. Please don't. Please don't. We're so close to 2K. I beg. Okay. Let's go ahead and overview. Okay, hello, I'm Ellen, known as Malk. Sorry, Haunted Malk on Roblox for game Treachery or Haunted Malk. I own the game Treachery, an asymmetrical passion project run by a bunch of teen and young adults with nothing but a dream, and apparently a hate towards me. I do not have the wait, who's the extra one? Random, seek. Liger. I like these little things. Singator. Okay, anyway. With nothing but a dream. I do not have money to pay people, which I'm paying people. So, get good. I'm kidding. The money in this world doesn't really matter unless you want to buy yourself a little good Hershey's bar. Or Kit Kat. I don't complain. Chocolate's chocolate, bro. Yo, I'm on Instagram right now. No. No. Okay, anyway. What is this? Team is fully aware of this and we are not under the impression that we are being paid. Yep. We do this at our own pace, on our own time, for our own enjoyment. We developed the game for the enjoyment of each other and our company and had anyone left development. We will honor what they said and remove anything they said unless they explicitly say not to do so. They're going to find a loophole around that. The majority of us are minors and very few exceptions. We, however, enjoy making things. Okay, finally a story. Anyway, it's time for the actual story. Okay, chapter 1. We need a voice actor for character named Toddy. Nobody on the team was willing to, and despite me doing the lines for Bad Things Toddy, a skin referencing the version of DETG, no idea what that is, from the song Shucks, I wasn't able to get the right inflection. I turned to an old friend of mine I just met 7 to 8 months ago on Forsaken, that silly underscore dev, or that one dev, which is, dude, he's not freaking, he can't even say it right, it's silly dev, oh my god. I used to know him, which actually Malk is actually referenced in a lot of my old Forsaken videos. He was the scout person, which honestly it sucks that freaking future has turned to this, but I mean times change, you know. Don't die. Oh yeah, don't worry, bro. Dev never dies. I met him on Forsaken VC, did a few videos with him, along with the voice acting Shaletsky and the subscriber special that never came out. Yes, that's true. It never came out. He has about 2,000 subscribers as I'm writing this, but had about 600 when I first met him. He joined the team February 2nd, 2026. That's probably true. After I went over the whole lore document with him over a call that lasted an hour. He liked the character and seemed very happy, but most importantly seemed as normal and as kind as he'd been to me. He made his lines one day, and we told him we didn't have more work for him. They never told me that. And in fact, I actually asked for like access to like the game so I could kind of like just like see how it's looking. And after that, I was like, "Yo, can I like mess with some stuff?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." So I started messing around with stuff. They never told me that they were out of work. I could obviously tell that they were out of work, so I looked for something else to help because he was my friend and I wanted to help him. But oh well. Um. Do. He made his lines in one day. We told him we didn't have more work for him, though thanked him a lot. He then began working on revamping the city map, the map Toddy made. Once he regained access, which spiraled out of control. The rest of what happened is in detail in the following subtabs. It's called subtabs? Subtabs? More like and subscribe. Hey! Okay. Yeah, but for real, like and subscribe if you haven't already. The map incident. Okay. A few days into development of the new map, Silly Dev acted a lot stranger, more rude, acting incredibly serious about everything, cold and professional in a really rude off way. He never acted like this. It set me off a bit. He only seemed to care about the map, not anyone on the team, not the game itself, just the map. Okay, so basically what my mind is with all this is I was focused on the map, but I never forget. I don't know how he can tell if I don't care about anyone on the team. Whenever I was just getting stuff done, I didn't know anyone there. So tell me, let's say I didn't. Let's say I didn't care about them. That's because I didn't know them. But I'm not saying I didn't care for them. I don't know why I wouldn't care for anyone, except for this guy, because apparently this guy has beef with me and refuses to get rid of drama. He only seemed to care about the map, not the team, not the game itself, just the map. He was mean to the proportion of the team that he talked to at all. It's like he came. It's just like he came to be this overnight. It was the strangest. He'd always been a very nice person. Besides this, it shocked me a bit, though I don't know of his struggles. Yo, are you calling me on the spectrum, Melk? Buddy. Really? Really? That's actually wild. Okay. Anyway. Of course that's just me accusing. I mean, I've no proof to back that up, but that's how it feels like. Anyway, shocked me a bit though. I don't know about his struggles. He started begging me about the sidewalk on city map, which is locked, so he didn't actually click. So we didn't actually click on it and set it out of bounds. Oh, because it was locked because we didn't actually click on it. So we didn't actually click on it and set it out of bounds. I offered to explain how to do it. He never explained how to do it. He said he would do it for me, which he never did. Actually, sorry, he did. It took him 3 days. Actually, no. I had to do it myself. It took me 3 days to find a sidewalk and unlock it, and if you meet any of my friends, they can tell you how much I was struggling with that. Yeah, I don't know how they figure out how I feel about stuff. It's low-key kind of weird, but it's crazy the fact that they think that they're accurate. Anyway, I told him it'd be a few days. No, he told me on that day. He said, "Oh, I'll get done later." And then the next day I was like, "Yo, dude, did you finish it?" And he said, "Nah." And I said, "Okay, well, can you like get it done today?" And he said, "Yeah." And that was basically the last 3 days. And then the third day I legit like just harped on him and I was like, "Dude, get this done." And he said, "Dude, I can't. You're really causing me to like have panic attacks and like I can't do it." And I'm like, "I guess I gotta do it myself." And that's kind of how that went. Um, let's see. Okay. I offered to explain to him, but he acted like I would be forced to. I told him I'd get it in a few days. He started yelling at me the next day over to because he said he'd get it done and he didn't get it done, and that Loki kind of like made me mad. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Let's say you tell someone to do something that you don't know. If they don't offer any help, they say, "Okay, I'll get it done." Sorry, I had some come up. And oh jeez. It'd be forced to. He started yelling at me. Next day over, it would be already done. I said I didn't have a chance, and I'd do it tomorrow. The next day, he did the same. I angrily hopped on Rose Studio and did it within 2 seconds. He never did it. Look, I have a clip of me finding it. Hold up. Let me find it. Let me just go ahead and then like find it, okay? I have it right. Let me find this real quick. Okay. This is me working on it. Hold up. Who is DMing me? I'm getting DM from someone. Let's just do that. Okay. Yeah, and look. This is me. Okay, it's one of these. This is me doing it. This is me finally looking through every single file, and then I finally found it. I found it. Yeah, I like screamed to the mic, which I don't think you guys can hear. Actually, I think you guys can hear it.
Thank you.
And yeah, there's a clip of me literally going in, fixing it myself. So he's lying about that. So there's line number 1. Okay? Yeah, I know. I got really excited. My ears. Started banging me on the sidewalk. Yep. I did it within 2 seconds. But by the way, that did not take me 2 seconds. He was rude during it and thought, oh well, that's the end of that. I was wrong. A day or two later, suddenly with no surprise, the parts seemed to have moved down because he misclicked while the building, which was why the sidewalk was locked in the first place. He apparently also locked it by mistake. Somehow, I told him it would take me a few days. He harassed me violently. Violently? Whoa, buddy. Violently is insane. How would I violently harass you on Discord? Wait, that makes no sense. Wolf. That's actually funny. Gotta go to school? Okay, see ya. Dude, that's actually so funny. Okay. How many people do we have watching this? We have 4 people. Hello 4 people. Alright. Day or two suddenly with no surprise. Parts moved down. Because misclicked. Yep, misclicked. More violently with every 2 to 3 days until I finally fixed it in frustration. Did he fix it? Let me try to remember this real quick. He did fix it, yeah. He fixed it because he had to go into like a save, which I don't know how to do because I'm like legit like 2 months into like learning how to develop and all that. Yeah, I don't know. Angrily hopped on. No. It was this until it was finally fixed. Frustration and collapse with panic attacks due to overwhelming stress piling on top of me. Dev was aware of said stress. I was having several panic attacks per day. He did not care. He viewed said mental struggles as excuses, knowingly induced a panic attack so I get it done with. Okay. I'm just gonna let you know. I was not saying it's an excuse. I'm saying it's an excuse that you're blaming me for your panic attacks. Because I wasn't being violent with any of it at all. I was just telling you to freaking, have this done by like blah blah blah. And like I wasn't violent with it at all. There's nothing violent with it whatsoever. I don't understand where you get that from. I don't. Anyway, going on with more. Okay, there was said stress with no symptoms. Okay. Creamy, which is the co-owner of Treachery, Creamy confronted Dev with this, which they did. This is where the screenshot of Dev in the general section screenshots publicly exposing DMs of Creamy being rude to him comes from. Which, yes, That is a thing. There was a DM between me and Creamy where I have a screenshot of me being harassed by Creamy, which actually put me a lot of stress to eventually write a sorry to Malk before I left. It was, I don't know. Publicly exposing DMs of Creamy being rude. I think I did that in like my one video, but like that video was like 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure like only 6 people watched it all the way to the end. So no. Publicly is by like a long stretch. He posed this to his Discord, had several hundred people without censoring my name or profile picture. Mind you, the screenshot was posted after Devilish Treachery. This is because after you treat me like crap, yes, Malik, I'm talking to you. You, literal you up there, is probably watching the stream. I'm probably part of the 5 people watching. I'm saying this because I genuinely, like, I left because, of course, sure, it was for the better. And also, I have that type of mindset where it's like, if you want something done, you gotta do it yourself. Unless I literally don't know how to do it. And, I mean, there you go. Literally. I sent the screenshots because it was me expressing how I felt about treachery after working with them, and I was not impressed. I didn't like it at all. Like I was trying to tell people like, hey, if like treachery ever wants you like work for them, don't do it. It's a horrible experience. Sure, that's like opinion, probably not the best idea for me, but I did it. Okay, and that's it. Okay. The proposition. What is this? Propositions incident. Okay. About a day, Creamy told Dev to apologize and sent me this. Creamy didn't tell me to apologize. Actually, Creamy did tell me to apologize, which actually pressured me into writing this, which you can go ahead and pause the video. But basically, it's just like me saying like, thank you for like doing my part and all that, and like, thank you for letting me be a part of this. I'm sorry I've been harsh to you and all that stuff. And me also, this was me like kind of like just getting it over with, saying like I apologize for how harsh. Well, no, not that. I'm sorry for giving you a hard time and causing your panic attacks. This is because like Creamy pressured me into adding that last part. I don't think I ever caused panic attacks. I still think it's freaking an excuse, the fact that you think I could cause such a freaking horrible thing. But that's literally the whole like thing that was like Creamy going on me about, just constantly beating on me about that. Forever grateful, yes. So dope. He clearly was not truthful or honest during this and was likely only doing it which is true. As I later found out immediately after he stated some proposition for me, I asked what it was, told me how in VC. It sounded more far-stretched. This was fair, an assumption as my panic attacks went way up at that time. His proposition to make everything was take ownership of the game. I was not kidding you. I can find screenshots. Where are the screenshots on this page then? Okay, where are the screenshots? Which, by the way, where are the screenshots incriminating me whenever this is me doing well in my eyes? So basically, I asked him to, like, hey, you seem really stressed. I want to get some stuff off your back. You know, I'm trying to be a good friend. Right here, you're making me trying to be a good friend, and you're using this as a way to try and incriminate me. Yet you're not showing any proof. Oh, jeez. Okay. He told me in VC. Yep. I played it off as thankful, but quite frankly, I thought, and still, it's incredibly selfish and was only his own self-interest. I do not believe he was really worried for me. I gave him ownership for a week at maximum to see how he would act. He gave me ownership for like a day or two. He did not give me ownership for a freaking full week. That is not true at all. Okay. So, quite frankly, crazy selfish, self-interest, yep. I took ownership within three days or so. Yeah, see? give him ownership for like maximum to see how he acted. He took ownership like 3 days after, which legit was not 3 days. It was like 1 or 2 days. 3 days is, I guess, if you round it. Oh, and we have Creamy. Hello, Creamy. All right, well, let's see. He commanded the team very heavily and was rude to people the whole time. Okay, keep in mind, I don't know how you expect to get stuff done if you're not like throwing commands. Like, okay, I get no one's get paid, and I know that like you really don't care about like the pace of the game, but I was trying to like help out, and you didn't seem to really care about how fast the game was going, and I really wanted it to like work faster and all that. So sure, my bad. My bad. Anyway, he commanded the team very heavily, rude to them the whole time. I was not rude. Well, I guess that's like based on like how you view it, but no, in my eyes I was not rude to them. I was just like trying to like be more organized, incredibly demanding and cold. You call professional cold? Okay. He, on several occasions, begged the team for things we told him we couldn't add yet, and was overall a jerk to everyone. He had yelled at Creamy several times over sprinting walking animations and begged our coders, knowing they were busy on school. I did not know they were busy on school. They would tell me that they're like good. Told you quite a few times we gotta take our time, I'm sure. You told me that like a few times, but not enough for me to remember. Ba-bum. Yelled them several times about sprinting walking animations. That's cause this dude. I think it was Creamy who did animations. I think. I feel like I told someone else. Oh, you freaking deleted your message. Yeah, okay. I saw that. Okay, Aspen, bro. Okay. And, no, I did not know that the coders were busy on Scork. I did not know that. None of them told me. I think what the main issue is that, like, I was not, like, I was never told a lot of things that, like, I thought that I probably should have known at the time. And they were coding last. Why would you code sprint last? That's okay, whatever. But they didn't tell me the order that they're gonna do that. Dev was a jerk the whole time, and all he got done were bits of the map and beg our busy coder and Creamy, and our only busy coder, only our busy coder and Creamy, to make the sprint mechanic. I mean, that's because you didn't have a lot of coders, and you didn't have a lot of animators either. Like, I don't know who else I'm supposed to, get on top of about getting that stuff done. He only refers it to as that, sprint mechanic and sprint animation. He didn't ask anyone else, and any one of our other coders or animations. I talked to all of your coders and animations. I talk to the ones that respond to me, because the ones who usually don't respond to me are busy with something else, and then I respect that. So I leave them alone. I learned that he was likely intentionally harassing such. He was aware of our other animators and coders, but simply wanted to harass Creamy. Why would I join to freaking harass someone? Our co-owner, a target of Jody, when Jody was the owner, along with our coder Neko and Neko/Last Scripter, as they're called in our server. Both people are absurdly nice. However, Neko was currently on vacation and is a slight coder due to their own game that they wish to work on. Everybody was informed they would not be on much, including Dev. I didn't know that like people in that server were like gonna like hardly online. And then as it looked like they were always online. Um, okay. So yeah, I was not like aware of like any of that stuff. Um, but I do agree that they're both really nice people. Jody is obviously the one who told me about like he told me about like the whole like uh I don't know. It was the fact that like my server was gonna get freaking raided, and Jody Jody told me that somebody who he told me wants to have their name redacted told him, and then Jody passed it on to me. Which thank you, Jody. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Yep, this would be. Oh, I'm looking more at this. I learned that he liked to intentionally harass, which is not true. He was aware. Yep. Along with knowing that the other codes were very prevalent and not on vacation. Creamy was doing work elsewhere on Cool Kid and its animations, along with other models and schoolwork. Dev disregarded both of these, harassed him for 3 to 4 days, in which I took power back very soon before he did anything too drastic. The exchange where I took the ownership was completely fine as intended. I just said I felt better, which was the exact opposite at the time, but I have co-owner for a reason. I knew after those 4 days I was not telling Dev run my team. I was not letting Dev run my team, and took ownership back. And there we go, yep. The Jody incident. The Jody incident. On January 2nd, we collectively voted to terminate Jody as our owner for being a terrible person to the team, especially Creamy, for no reason that he or Creamy know. For yo. Okay, this is just lots of personal stuff. Let's not get into that. Crimson, Okay, Dev constantly. I told Dev constantly during my 3-hour panic attack not to post a poll or text regarding Creamy being fired. No. No, you did not. I didn't even know that Creamy was being fired. I never knew that. What the frick? As in terrible state right then, and didn't want to have to deal with that. I also mentioned how Creamy has done majority of the work for the project, and that he took a break after reanimating the idle block and run of killer animations twice. Dev posted it anyway, knowing how bad of a mental state I was in, and presumed I couldn't do anything about it. Text reads, important notice. As you know, the user known as Creamy, the co-owner, is part of the game. Yep, this is something I put, which basically was just me showing like Creamy, what they did, why I think we should probably have them demoted, and all this. And this was actually a quote by someone who I won't say their name in respect. Basically, he had a killer and wanted the map. Yeah, it was just a dumb suggestion. This one, they were showing like bad jokes that wasn't appropriate for the minor language. This one was them not caring about the game, which is, do you want to receive money they made, and they didn't. This person, what Creamy has shown not to care about contributing about the game. Do you want them to receive money that you made and they didn't? Do you want this person who is leading a passionate team? What? Oh yeah. Image 2, which they didn't show, which he didn't put any image in here, by the way. With this all being said, I want to say Creamy does not deserve to have co-ownership of the game, which I have a new person replace. Thank you. Have a good night. Yep. You can find the original message in all the image and the rest of this. Okay, and the rest of this incident. For bystander quote, it was Jody, and Jody are fired Creamy for the second time for not liking outcome memories. I'm sure there was a different reason behind that, but you know what? Sure, whatever. Yes, Aspen. What? Yeah. The screenshots are in the document tab. Oh, screenshots. Bet we're in the creamy incident. Yep, there it is. Yep, this is what I put. Pun for the nose. Yep, this is what I put. See, this was the very weird thing which was sent out. This was another thing that was sent out. This is them saying that like I voted. And by the way, I voted because, you know, Creamy voted. So I felt like that would have been like make it more even. Mental things decided to call me a jerk for keeping you. Wait. He put those mental things on me and then decided to call me a jerk for keeping you in check. Yeah. Like I said, the whole mindset of, you know, you gotta do it yourself. Yeah. Then I won't vote if Creamy agrees not to vote. You're pursuing. Yep. I never voted. This is not wrong. This is not wrong. Oh my god. This is not right because they voted and then they didn't vote. Well, they like unvoted, you know, like the thing with Discord. I was getting sick of her constantly breaking her word. Yep, this is what I was talking about. You're pressuring him from what I heard. I was getting sick of him constantly. Yep, this is the sidewalk incident. You don't have to work on this, but you represent the game. The expectation should be higher. Also, you pressured me until I had panic attacks when the version didn't get reversed. Yeah, I think this is the sidewalk incident, unless that's the incident where I like misclicked. So we can take it along as we can. Also, I told you time and time again, I told you I couldn't. You're not helping this game in any way. I literally made so much, maybe in the past, but now it's getting ridiculous knowing how you've worked on, no, worked on since. I've been here in what you wanted to work on. Wait, I've been here is what you want. Okay. Basically, what I'm trying to say is basically, Will, which is Creamy, wanted to, well, from my experience, they would legit work on anything that they wanted to work on. It was nothing that was like actually like important to the game and all that. It was just straight, you know, bogus, and you know all that, and yeah. But looking at this, anime cool kid. Yep, for you. Yep. Like I said, in the past, they've done a lot. I thought he made the anime cook. Yep, in the past. Shrubsy message. Yep, that's creamy. I'm heavily siding with Dev here. I thought y'all would get tons done while I was gone because Jody was actually kicked out of the server for a bit, and then while I was in there working for Treachery, they actually voted to actually have Jody back. So it was weird, but we actually got that back. And then whenever I left, Jody and I would make our own game until Jody kind of left, which I'm still on good terms with Jody, but they just didn't feel passionate with the game, which I respect them for leaving instead of, you know, holding on and not doing anything to the game. That'd help it. I admit I was immature. You don't have to. Yep. Yeah. Okay. It's just more constant yap. Okay. So we have the creamy incident address, the aftermath. Oh jeez. Okay. Sweet. We'll do the aftermath. We'll do dev talks, and I'll probably end the stream because I genuinely want you guys just to read this yourself. I don't want you guys to constantly hear my opinions on this. Or don't, because generally I think this is just a complete waste of your time. Can you untime me out the server? Oh, what the frick? Yeah, untimed? Yeah, I can untime you. Who the frick? I don't know who did that. Here, let me untime you. Remove timeout, and there you go. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. Dev's leave was followed by lots of confusion from the dev team. And, let's see. follow thoughts from the dev team. We decided to take a 2-week break from development after Dev took Jody with him. I tried to contact Dev. He immediately told me to cry about it, which yes, I did, because I was genuinely mad. Okay, don't worry. Pan is I just demoted Pan, so it should be fine, bro. Okay. Anyway, jeez, dealing with all that. Back again. Try to contact Dev. He just like cry about it after I told him I hope his game. He did not tell me that. I said cry about it, and then he started yapping about a bunch of like how like, oh, we actually don't make money. He said this after I blocked him, so telling that means that I didn't see it. We found a community post that Dev made saying that we treat him like crap, and he left to go work on a game called Stocked, which was the renamed version of The Show Must Go On. No, it was not. No, it was not. It's actually a completely original game. Completely original game. Probably be out in like 3 to 4 months. Everyone should go play it once it's out. Anyway, Show Must Go On was originally a version of Treachery that Jody made. Treachery was also known as Show Must Go On until Jody. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like you just freaking hate Jody because of this. The dev team treated it as a straw that broke the camel's back, and collectively kicked him off. Effectively, Jody gave us the game, which simply renamed, which changed its characters. He kept talking about making The Show Must Go On, which never made sense to me, since we had, geez, I cannot read. By all intents and purposes, owned the game now. But I said if it was entirely different from our game, he could make it. I didn't think this. I was always iffy on the thought of him making the game, and I now had ownership of. It felt like a weird thing to make, though I know nothing was strictly wrong with doing so. Never pushed him or said anything bad about the whole situation. However, Stocked was by all intents and purposes Jody's game, so technically, me and Jody had a talk about this. He agreed it would be my game because of like popularity things and all that. However, technically the original idea would have been Jody, but Jody and I agreed he would be co-owner, I'd be owner. So this document is incorrect. Felt a weird thing to make. I know it's certainly doing so. I'm gonna push it. Okay, was not Jody's game. Here, I'll just go ahead and no, Dev's game. Included Jody's characters, Jody's story, Jody's lore, Jody's team. Then he invited Dev to co-own the game. No, it was my idea. Actually, sorry, it was my idea to start a dev team. It was Jody's idea to just remake TSM Go, and then I said, yo, we should probably not make that. And he said, okay, well, what's your plan? And I said, dude, what if we just make our own ASM game and we just use like your characters? And he said, okay, sure. And I was very specific that I did not want to copy Malk's like stuff because I didn't want to deal with all the copyright and all that and this drama that obviously was inevitable. Stocked was, yep, okay. Dev took the remodeled version of City from Treachery, which I thought was fair considering he modeled the thing and was gonna change the look to deplagiarize it. Then I looked at Teapot's map, a map that was gonna be remade. It was made by random person Jody lost contact info of, but the map had been in game since I joined the team over half a year ago. The map was going to remodel it as it felt immortal to keep a map in the game that has changed so much, especially one that changed owners without any contact with the person. We asked Jody of who the Teapot's map was made by, and he had no clue. It was also my favorite map in the game and would be used for testing. Dev took the Teapot map, and the map had no hand in making. He took the map that was known for having no known creator delete it from the game and then put it in stock, his own game. Okay, keep in mind, I talked to Jody about this because I was like, dude, we should probably like take the teapot maps until your friend make it, and then we'll like contact him and being like, yo, like before we do this, should I like talk to your friend? And he said, I don't have him, and I said, don't worry, I can trace it back. And so basically, I traced it back. That's basically what I did. I traced it back, and it took me to the person. I got in contact with him, and he said, "Yeah, dude, get it out of treachery. I don't want it in there." I was like, "Okay, I got you," and then that's why we took it. I looked at teapots. Yeah, okay. Basically, changed characters. Yeah. I reached out to Jody about this, and Jody said that it wasn't our decision to make, despite it quite being literally made from our game, for our game, which was, like I said, which was told by the person who made it to not have it in treachery. You'd like proof, Dev. I like proof for half the stuff that you put in here, bro. I like at least like half of the proof. I've seen the images, and half of them are the ones that I sent. Anyway, let's see. Keep it unchangeable sides. He told me to stop talking to him about this, and that was it was their choice. He also said, I'm sure the modeler would have wanted it, and that the modeler will reach out if they don't want it in our game anymore. Dev publicly posted dirt on me and Creamy in his server, not censoring our names in screenshots. He posted a screenshot of Creamy essentially telling him to back off on Dev with Creamy's name, free uncensored, because there's no need to. There's no need to. We have proof, not all the images. Sure. If you have proof, how about you show it? Show it, because like the ones I saw were like they had like stuff scratched out and censored, but it's not the profiles that they're censored. It's the freaking messages that you sent. That's kind of crazy. Considering he cheated on me, yeah, okay, yeah. Honestly, yeah, you just have lots of beef. Okay, well, yeah. Try to speak to Dev once about the whole time frame, leaving aftermath of Dev's leave. On March 14, 2026, I tried to reach out to Dev, asking him to stop harassing us publicly, and simply asked him to tell subscribers to not harass us as we. Okay, the whole death threats thing. I just want to say, you guys need to drop that. We did not listen. I have nothing to do with the death threats. I like how somehow you had enough time to trace back these subscriptions to me, yet you didn't get enough time to actually, screenshot it. Screenshot, that like these people who are sending death threats, which I did check. Yes, I did check that YouTube does delete like death threats and all that. So I can say you were right about that. Yes, you finally told the truth about something, but that's it. So you just drop that because that's not true. I mean, I can't show proof for something that I never would do. Anyway, to reach out Dev asked him, yep, see I didn't have screenshots and YouTube auto-deleted some, but just drew. I had no quote proof. I simply asked him to tell his subscribers not to send death threats. He refused for 30 minutes. I didn't refuse. I told him I didn't even have anything to do with this, and even backed off back and forth. It was ambiguous. Never asked his subscribers to. Oh, he never asked his subscribers to. Yep, there you go. Finally, you fixed something. Okay. On March 23rd, 2026, Jody quit Stockton and gave it to Dev. Dev made Jody what? Dev made Jody quit his own game. Dev made Jody quit his dream game that he wanted to make for about 8 months now. He made him lose interest in weeks. I didn't know what Dev did to make someone give up on their dream so fast after wanting it for so long, but I had the feeling it was something specific. Keep in mind, keep looking at images. Which doc? You have like freaking a bunch of them. You have a bunch of them. Anyway, just want to say, no proof. And I don't know. You're freaking like accusing me for this, and that's dumb. Dev talks. Dev talks. Okay. Reach out to me again. Messaged me about 70 days after telling me to shut up about the things he'd done to me. Message read as follows: Hey, I'd like to speak to you respectfully and peacefully. Yep, the whole message. I said I felt bad. You know, I just want to clear up the drama. Dev later gave up on peace talks almost altogether. However, tried to reach out several times. I never answered because he was only reaching out twice, and he started posting more dirt on us. This document was posted about 2 weeks after the initial talk. I did not post anything on YouTube about you guys. I don't think I posted anything about it. I think you could probably still look, and there's probably no. There's like one post on me putting dirt on you guys. That's one on Discord. That's one on YouTube, and maybe the one today of you trying to raid my server, which obviously did not work out for you guys. Okay. Testimony from staff. I like how you put yourself, man. That's really cool. Possible motives. Okay, let's see this. Oh, yeah, this is the person who also you were going to use here for your plan. No. Dev Talks Archive. Yep, that's the little thing I had. Wait, the proposal. Crap. Okay, wait, I'm trying to find the one thing where, like, general screenshots with captions. No. Talks Archive. Wait, what? No. Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, okay. So basically, this one. This screenshot, okay? So this one, it mentioned, it's personal because I was getting, like, you know, I was getting, like, bullied in this, like, other server, in the Chasing server, which is a game I used to make content for, which I probably actually plan to make content for eventually, if their game ever, like, you know, pops back up. Probably won't, but, I mean, I have hopes. And I said, let me help, like, bully this kid as a joke, by the way. This is, like, as a joke. I know it's hard to, like, show jokes in Discord, but, like, yeah. And, you know, this person agreed, as like, a little fun little joke, because us to do. And he said, it's one of the devs telling us to go bully someone. Could be proof to some sending subs to send us death threats, as I heavily suspect him doing, since we've gotten death threats on his subs on occasionally. This is Chaser server, really? Chaser, yeah, sure. Chaser server, which may be a harassment server, which, by the way, let me go ahead and just pull up my Discord, okay? Okay, this is my Discord, you know. This is, like, on my account, you know. On, like, my account. See this? Oh, what's this? Chasing. It literally says chasing. It's a game. Chasing. Jeez. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you guys read the rest of this stuff. I need to, you know, lay down and deal with all this. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys, you know, sticking around and reading this. Creamy, thank you so much for joining me. Mal, thank you for joining me as well. And I will talk to none of you later, because you've genuinely tried to ruin something that I legit hope your game gets tainted with this, because generally what you tried doing was a horrible thing, and not even, like, you know, not even a good reason too. Like, come on. Drop the drama. Drop everything. Not a freaking document spewing about your beliefs and all that. Alrighty. Well, that's all I got. I greatly appreciate everyone in the server, you know, kind of like doing that and all that. Alright, everybody have a great night.